Our story takes place in Farmington, Kansas, who is currently going through one of the worst droughts they have ever experienced. It follows our protagonist, Peyton, a 16-year-old who works for the antagonist, Mayor Archie. There's an obvious disconnect between the way that Mayor Archie lives his life and the quality of life that his villagers have. One day, Peyton goes out back of the mayor's house and discovers that he is stockpiling crops and hiding them from the rest of the villagers. After she discovers this, she decides to band together with 5 other prominent farmers to bring justice. They decide they are going to steal the crops and redistribute them to the villagers. The night that they are stealing the crops, they are caught by Mayor Archie. As he is about to punish them, Peyton begs that Archie at least see why they tried to do what they did. Archie reluctantly agrees to do so, and Peyton leads him on a tour of his own village and how his people are struggling. In a sudden change of heart, Mayor Archie decides to share his excess crops with the people of his village, and through his act of affection, the village of Farmington survived the drought without starvation.
Hi, my name is Jesse Roskamp. I'm the costume designer for this project. It's my job to give each character a distinct look that fits in within the world that we've created. Our main character, Peyton, is a young servant girl working for the mayor. She has bright red hair and rosy cheeks. This differentiates her from the other characters in the story. These brighter colors show her loving nature and makes her stand out among the crowd. When we first meet her, she is in her work uniform. Her uniform is white, almost blending in with the environment of Mayor Archie's home. They are clean, separating her from the rest of the village when she is at work. When Archie is introduced, he is a tall, physically imposing man. He is wearing a nice suit. The shirt, tie, and shoes are green, showing his greed. His vest and pants are burgundy, representing his power. He is also bald, giving him a cleaner look that separates himself from the rest of the villagers. He has gold buttons on his vest, showing his wealth. The farmers are meant to have a more desperate and dirty look to them. They are hardworking, wearing brown work boots and old blue jeans. They wear plaid shirts with earthy tones. They are meant to look dried out and very much reflecting their environment. The beard shows that they are more unclean and rough cut. The straw hat is more of a practical element to their costume. They are working in the hot sun most days, so they need something to protect them from that. Peyton's second outfit is a bit darker by design. The black jacket gives her more of a stealthy look while she is stealing the crops. The brown pants and boots reflect her environment more outside of Mayor Archie's house. Her hair is let down, showing that she is more free and loose outside of work. Overall, these costumes come together to help tell the story and represent the world that these characters live in.
My name is Joseph Hernandez. I was in charge of the sound design for our project, and the main thing our group talked about was the fact that our village was going to be very small and barren. And when we thought about how to achieve that through sound, we figured having a lot of wind would really help push the idea that there aren't a lot of people in this village. You know, when you're outside by yourself in nature, you can hear the wind rustling through all of the things around you, and that's something we wanted to incorporate. With that being said, I decided having the rustling of the dry leaves of the crops all around would also help establish the idea that our villagers are farmers, and that everything around them is dry because of the drought that they're currently going through. In addition to this, having all the sounds of the textures that are all around our characters, like wood, dirt, metal, foliage, and dishware, were really going to help the immersiveness of our project.
Hi, my name is Tanner Sinclair, and I'm in charge of the scenic design. Our story takes place in a small farm town called Farmington, Kansas, in the near but distant future. The only problem is that this farm town is more of a dry plain because they are experiencing a drought. This map is the scenic layout for the entire town, and every event happens within these realms. As you can see, it is a one road in, one road out town, with 6 different farming areas. In the middle of the town, you have the town circle that is more of a 7-sided figure. In the town circle, you have 6 stores for each farming community, along with a pharmacy/doctor's office, police department, bank, and overall grocery store. Each side of the 7-sided figure leads to the 6 different farming neighborhoods and mayor's home. To show the futuristic elements of this town, I have decided to make every home/building out of metal and have solar panels on every roof. You can see the socio-economic divide between the homes by how the metal is holding up. For example, the mayor's home and vault is more of a pristine chrome metal, while everything else is more rustic. I also decided to connect each home with the neighborhood to their local farm by a series of underground tunnels.
I'm Zaida Matos, and I did the lighting design for the project. I researched a lot of the natural environment of our location, which is the plains, and then I also researched what a brown light looked like to represent the drought. And after I got a bit of an understanding what I wanted the set to look like for the final looks, I wanted the establishing shot of the farm to be very brown and give that dusty feeling of the drought. And then compared to the mayor's house, I wanted the white color light to represent the elegance, clear, and glamorous of how Mayor Archie is living. And then compare that with the moonlight of when Mayor Archie catches Peyton and the other farmers. I wanted to be, because it's in the night, so I wanted to represent that moonlight with a little bit of light on Archie to represent the difference between him and the other people in the frame. So after getting all the final looks, I felt like having the brown light established as the environment light, I thought it was really a good decision to implement that, because I think that best represents the drought.